Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome and thank you so much for joining me. This is updates for the weekend, and lately I've been doing it on Sunday, actually as a live. This weekend I have so much going on, and I already have a collab video rolling out for Smash That Small Paper Pad tomorrow that we're doing it on Saturday, and it's not going to be a live. And it's not that I didn't want to hang out with you, but when it's time for the live, I'll be getting ready and heading out to Runaway Art Studio. That's a store in downtown Salem, Oregon, and they are moving to South Salem, which is closer for my friend Andrea, not as awesome for me, but the parking, and I just think they're going to love it. So it'll be way better for them. We're going to go and buy some stuff so they don't have to pack it up. And Noni made us an appointment, and we're just excited because we haven't gone shopping together anywhere in forever. That's our big rowdy weekend, and that'll probably be happening around the time that this is rolling out. Thanks for joining me. I always appreciate when you stop by, watch my videos, give me a thumbs up, and leave me comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Today is definitely, updates videos in general are a hodgepodge, but this one is because I have some organization and some project updates, just different things. And also I like to tell you updates on stuff that I buy or acquire, just so you know, fail or don't. A lot of people you may have seen put their embossing powder. So they take like a jar of embossing powder, they dump it in a Tupperware, and I heard people say, oh yeah, go to the Dollar Tree and get these. And these I think might be like only a fall item, like in the back to school, kids take their sandwiches in them or something. So I had white in one, and I think I had black in one. It was an epic fail in organization in the craft room for me, and I'll tell you why. And when people tell you how to store things, think about you. Think about, what do you like? What's important to you? Number one, I emboss very seldom. I love heat embossing. If you're not familiar, it's the powder, the sticky ink, and then you melt it with the heat gun. Noni, my friend Noni, had too many heat tools, and she gave me an upgraded one. It hangs on the wall. I can reach it. If I lean over, there, I'm touching it. So I have that accessible, and yet I still don't emboss very much. I love sentiment dies, and I use a lot of those. Many years ago, I used really nice stamps like this and embossing powder. I still have the stamps. I still love the idea. I just don't use them as much. I don't want my embossing stuff to take up a whole ton of room. So I put the powders in here. I had 2 of them. Let me tell you a little secret about these containers, okay? Well, I'm not very good at closing them. Well, because the lid has to go on where the little notches are. Okay, so I'm already annoyed by that. Then it goes like this. If you move quickly, like this, or you tip this container, yeah, that powder does not stay in there. So if you're me and you kept all your embossing stuff in here, and it was all different heights, and then you thought it was a good idea to put this on top of it, no, that was not good. Needless to say, I had to wash this bin. So 2 things. My powder was getting all over, and I was using up way too much space. This was the container that I was keeping my embossing powders in. And heat in my powder tool, and then an embossing marker that I'm not sure works anymore. So now I'm going to keep them all in this. Fits in the drawer, and I have more room to spread out my stamps. This goes in my extra storage, and these are going away. These are not going to be craft room items for me. So just keep that in mind. One solution does not fit all. If you're watching videos of someone and they make beautiful detailed cards and they're embossing all the time, and you like that style, at least get yourself different containers, because I would have been happier with containers that could handle moving around. So use some real Rubbermaids or something, not the Dollar Tree specials. That is my storage fail on embossing powder. The other thing is, many months ago, hang on if you get dizzy, roll with me, I started turning my stamps around on the wall. And the idea was, when they were backwards, I would know that I used them. I didn't like it. It was too hard to find them. And then I just started looking at them objectively and noting, I'm not going to throw them out. Like, my sister gave me that one. I'm not going to throw it out. This is about your garden. These are PSX. There's no way. Like, even if I stopped crafting, I would hang those on the wall. This one says Bliss. You know how I love sentiment stamps and dies. I'm not getting rid of the one that says Bliss. We're not going to throw out anything that has stars on it. You can see where this is going, right? So I know that Eileen and maybe a couple others mentioned that idea of doing it. I think the reality is you just have to look at your stamps and say, would I even throw them away? Because it wasn't really about using them. I did put a couple, like there was a small It's Your Day in a font that I didn't like from like the 90s. I think there was another thanks in a similar font. And I have a million thank you stamps and dies. So I got rid of 2 tiny ones. I had one night where I started on the right side of the counter and it was like a tidal wave, and I went across and I was like, don't love it, don't love it, don't love it. Doesn't need to be on the counter. And I thought I was going to clean the whole room. And then I got to about the middle right here and I started making fall cards. So then it went downhill. I am going to do some more organization this weekend. And I've been thinking about a couple other things I want to tell you because one size does not fit all. This is, I call it the giant orange Fiskars cutter. I think technically it's called a Fiskars bypass trimmer. And I think it's like $70 or $80. There's a link to my Amazon store below that shows it. I love this cutter. Absolutely love it. If you've watched my cutter videos, I've tried a million of them. But here's the trick. So I'm going to back you up a little bit. It takes a lot of space because if you want to maneuver paper, you've got to have space here, right? I was using 12 by 12 paper to make journals, and I had so much stuff piled here that I kept having to move it over. And then I'll move this. This is just because I'm making card bases. And then I kept pushing the cutter all the way down to the end. Well, that only works if you just want to cut off an inch, right? So this cutter, while I love it, is not for everyone. It's much too heavy for me to move around a lot. It has to have a place on the counter. So I finally figured out I need to clear a spot around it so it has a footprint to work. Not the cutter for everyone. Keep that in mind. I have told you about smaller cutters that I like in my cutter videos. Because the cutter is so big, I've been rearranging my counter a little and really recognizing that it wasn't working the way it was. It just wasn't. I mean, every time I went to cut a piece of paper, I had to adjust things. I picked up this EK Success stapler at the estate sale, and it was a killer deal. So if it doesn't work, it's okay. It's a long arm stapler, so I was excited. I will say so far, it doesn't take regular staples. I've got a bunch jammed. These came in it and they don't work. So I think what I have to do is look online and see what size staples it has, because I don't know that I have any staples in my house that fit it. It seems like they're going to be, the tiny attacher ones are going to be too big, but it's not quite a regular size, or there's something jammed up in there. So I have to work on that. If you guys have any information on that, I'd love to hear it. I'm also a little concerned because sometimes the tools they make for crafters aren't that great, and we should just buy the office supply ones that aren't a cute color. So I don't know if I want to order special staples for this thing if it's dead. The glue. We're doing Arizona versus Texas. If you haven't seen my video on the Barely Arts glue, it was earlier this week and you're going to want to watch it. I haven't made a decision yet. I have made maybe a dozen cards, only flat embellishments. I'll just give you a peek at one. Leaves and things, right? I haven't added any sequins yet. I probably should. There weren't chunky embellishments. So there were no hard tests, and I used my ATG to put all the layers together because I just wanted to whip out the cards. So I don't usually use wet glue for all the layers anyway. What I found was, I'm so messy, I kind of had 2 stations going. So I was using both of these. I was using one here, one there. So my test isn't really good as far as if a card curls or whatever, I won't know which one it was. But I liked them both. The Barely Arts gets that funny little bubble on the top, but it didn't fountain. If you have used art glitter glue in a room that's too warm, and maybe it's only when the bottle is kind of empty, it literally turns into a glue fountain if you don't put your pin back in. My sequins are still on. I'm still working on if one is better. Some of you have commented on my video that you're in Texas. Well, then I think that answers your question, because quite honestly, if I was in the same state as one of these companies, Texas, Arizona, I would support the one that I was closest to. And the greenie in me would feel good about that because I'd be buying glue and supporting my economy. And I have to craft, right? Because I'm supporting my economy. Just like I have to go support my local store today because I don't want them to have to move all that stuff. I mean, you would feel sorry for them, wouldn't you? I thought about having a no spend because I need to get my room under control, but I think it lasted like an hour. Didn't work. We have upgraded our internet here in this household, so I'm pretty excited to see how my videos upload, because if you watched the one I had about before you decide to join YouTube and make videos, check this out. A 20-minute video for me was like an hour of uploading. It was really long, and I didn't have the lowest internet, but now I think it should take less than 20 minutes, which is amazing. Before it was more than twice, and now it'll be less than the number of minutes. One area that I'm still struggling with, don't mind the blue tub, that's just sitting there for now. That is bling and tags and stuff. And I had the first organizer, that really cute, it's white with gold writing on it box. And then I got it a friend over there, I think at a garage sale or something. I don't remember where. And they're both full. They're not sorted by color. I don't use as much bling as you would expect. Like these cards right here, I need to put some bling on. One of the problems with moving my phone around while I talk to you is not just that it will make you sick, it's that I push the button and turn off the video and then I'm just talking to myself. Be careful as a new crafter, especially because you haven't been around long enough to see it. Crafting has trends. So different types of bling. Right now, enamel dots, right? We're using tons and tons of enamel dots. Sequins. Sequins will not probably, I mean, it's hard for me to guess, but they probably won't be the coolest thing in a year or two. So obtaining every color of sequins doesn't make it the best craft room ever. And I think what happens as a new person is you're really excited and you see everyone use those and you think, oh, if I get these, I'll put them on my card and then my cards will be amazing. True, but after enamel dots, there could be, I don't know, foam dots or cork accents or a new kind of plastic, or maybe they'll make enamel dots that have little stars floating in them, and then I'll have to have all of those. It could be puffy stickers. Remember those stickers? Oh, this is going to date you. Remember the stickers with the liquid in that change color with temperatures? Maybe we'll get embellishments like that, or maybe we'll have more puffies where stuff moves around. It changes all the time is my point. Don't try to get absolutely everything. I mean, we've been using like little bling rhinestone gems for years, but other than that, it changes. Just buy what you like. If you see me use puffy stickers and you don't like puffy stickers, don't buy them. There's no rule. Your cards do not have to have sequins. They don't have to have puffy stickers. Maybe, let's talk crazy for a minute. Maybe you don't like sentiment dies and you only want a stamp. Okay. However you want to do it. Don't buy a bunch of junk just because other people have it. I am going to keep sorting through the bling. What I realized is I need this counter spot cleaned off because this is a 10-foot section of counter. I am super blessed in this craft room, and I'm talking about adding another 6 feet. Well, if I can't find a space on the 10-foot counter to work, I don't think the 6-foot counter is going to solve my problems. In watching videos of craft rooms and looking around, I don't mean to sound whiny. That's not what this is, but this room doesn't have a closet. So yes, I have tons of cupboard space, but this is like a 60s bonus family room and there's no closet in it. So everything that I put in here, I have to figure out how to store and it shows, right? So I'm really being objective about my space and looking at it and saying, okay, is 6 feet of counter going to fix it? Plus, Mr. Crafting and Relaxing hasn't bought one single thing for that project, so maybe he's just going to wait till it starts pouring and then go buy stuff. I probably need to start getting moving and getting ready to go. If I have an amazing trip, you'll see some information on Instagram. Sometimes I get sidetracked looking around and I forget to make videos in stores. And this store is one of those. But I will try to remember to put something on Instagram in my story or a picture. And if I have a haul video, I'll share that later this week probably. Come back tomorrow to check out my fall cards for Smash That Small Paper Pad. And I would like to report, I mean, you saw my counter, there's stuff on it, but my room isn't too bad. If I needed to start on Christmas stuff tomorrow, I probably could. I'm going to put it off a week and really do some deep organization. I've been going through stuff and saying, do I want it? Does it bring me joy? Am I going to use it? No, out, 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 out. So I have a pile for Noni and Andrea to go through. It's pretty simple. If it's green and purple, Andrea will take it. That's always easy, right? And since she does mixed media, she'll take paint, glitter, any substance that I don't know what to do with. She'll take that. And then I pretty much take all the paper. So we're quite the combo of friends. I have my gratitude journals. I think I'm done making them. I had one more in mind. I was going to make a shaker cover and put some stuff on it, but I didn't make it that far. So I don't think I'm going to make any more of those. They're all in my Etsy shop. That will help me if I don't make any more, because that'll be a cleaner switch to Christmas. But you never know what I'm going to do. And I'm thinking about making a December daily journal with a book that I started a long time ago. And Eileen mentioned something. I know, I always say I'm done and then I'm not. Eileen mentioned something in my live, and it was like an aha moment for me. So I'm going to tell you guys about it. And if you listen and you go, yeah, duh, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. I have a tendency to, on my calendar, I'm thinking about my collabs and what day you are expecting to see videos, or when I want to finish a project because I need to mail it to somebody, right? But you have these UFOs or unfinished objects. So you have those, or maybe you have, it's not even a started, but you have this paper pad right here and you want to make a card for somebody in particular with it. And I think what I've been doing is I'm letting those things pile up. I'm not putting them into my plan. So when I look around, I'm thinking fall, holiday, seasonal, the collabs. What do I need to do? Oh, I haven't met my goals for this month, and I'm going to have to tell you in the video that nothing's in there. But I'm not really looking and going, wait, I have that book for myself that I want to finish, or I bought that gorgeous paper. When is it going to be in the lineup? I'm not looking around as much. Eileen said she went from like Christmas to summer because they were in the pile. And I was like, what? The pile? Like, I guess I put things out of sight sometimes that I shouldn't. So what I did was I smashed that small paper pad and put it in an iris case in the top of my new rolly cart that we decided I'm not going to put the wheels on. And then I threw in a couple fall embellishments. And then the next one down is the book that I would make for my December daily. It's a iris case full of junk journal stuff and a cover. I thought that cover was going to be my 2020 journal, but then I made this one and decided to use it for goals tracking and other stuff. So that's how long ago I made that cover, and it's been sitting around. And then under that one, I put just an empty box with like 3 things for now. That is the beginning of what I would call my Christmas kit when I make it in my room. So I'm literally putting my boxes in order, and I'll work my way down. I think if I do it that way and really put the projects and the UFOs in order, that will help me some. Instead of just, I guess, planning my crafts without looking around my room and thinking about what do I want to get done, what is piling up. And because they're iris cases, they're big enough that if it's 12 by 12, or I had some dimensional stuff, or I want to try a certain embossing powder, whatever, I can put it in there. Thank you, Eileen. I've been thinking about that, and I think it's helping me more kind of swoop through the projects that aren't done. Maybe the rest of you already do that, but if it's in a pile right there in front of you, I think you'll work through the pile. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I hope you work on some piles. Bye-bye.